Hey guys, it's Melanie. Happy Wednesday to everybody. So today I have another Worth the Splurge video for you. And what I'm going to be sharing with you guys today are my thoughts on the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powders. I have two here. I have the Diffused Light as well as the Ethereal Light. And then I'm also going to share my thoughts on the blushes. So I purchased the Ambient Lighting blush palette little over a month ago, and I've been using these products for a good amount of time now, so I feel like I have formulated a really solid opinion on whether they are worth investing in or not. For those of you that just want to know the answer, yes or no, yes, I do think they are worth the splurge. But there might be a few cons, so I think it's worth staying tuned to hear sort of my thoughts on why I think they are worth it and some things that you may want to watch out for if you're thinking about investing in these. So I'm going to go ahead and get started with the Ambient Lighting Powders. So again, I have the Diffused Light. This is the Diffused right here. And give you swatch of that on my finger there. And then this is the Ethereal. And so there's the Ethereal on my ring finger. So you can see the two are actually fairly similar. The packaging is definitely very nice, so they do come in a box. The compacts themselves are pretty substantial. They're hard plastic. They have a mirrored finish, very smudgy, very fingerprinty, very quickly. They don't come with a brush or anything like that. They do come with a good sized mirror on the top, and it is like a real mirror. And it is a domed product. So I don't know if you can kind of tell how that is domed in there. You get 0.35 ounces or 10 grams of powder in each of these palettes. Let me read you, so this right here is the Diffused Light, and let me hold that up one more time for you. So Diffused Light, let me grab the correct box, is a soft, warm, pale yellow powder that conceals redness and gives skin clarity, like a soft ray of morning light. Great description, right? But it is a very, it's definitely a very pale yellow. It does help to get rid of redness in my skin, and it just provides sort of an overall really natural glow. So we'll get a little bit more in depth with this one in a minute, but let me read you the description on the Ethereal Light, which is this guy here. Ethereal Light is an opalescent, sheer, cool white powder that mimics moonlight glow. A moonlight glow, sorry, even in broad daylight. So the two are slightly different. However, once you apply them to your skin, I feel like you get a very similar effect. The Ethereal Light doesn't cover redness quite as well, but it does provide just a beautiful glow to your skin. Today I am wearing the Diffused Light, and what I normally wear is my Sarah McNamara Miracle Skin Transformer, and then I will go over top with an Everyday Minerals powder foundation. And then as my very last step, I will take a fluffy brush, usually the Real Techniques powder brush. Yeah, this is the powder brush. And I will just dip that in here and then just sort of put that all over my face as just like a really light dusting. It doesn't take much, and I feel like it does transform the look of my foundation from something that is very matte into something that is a little bit more glowy. I am somebody who really prefers a more matte look to my face because I have extremely oily skin. So I was very hesitant to try these for a long time because they are very expensive, and I just didn't want my skin to look overly shiny or too glowy. That is not the case at all. If you are someone who has oily skin and you've been avoiding these for fear of looking too disco ball or too glowy or like too just greasy overall, you will not get that type of look with these powders. And that I can say with like every fiber of my being. I'm super impressed with how well these wear on my oily skin. Now, the diffused light, out of the two, I'd probably say I like the diffused light just a little bit more because it does conceal redness a little bit better because of the yellow sort of undertone that the powder has. Now, if you don't have any type of redness in your skin, I feel like the ethereal light is a great option as well. Again, that beautiful glow to your skin that isn't overly shiny or too greasy looking or anything like that. The powders wear extremely well throughout the day. They don't get cakey. If I do have a little bit of shine coming through, all I do is just blot with like some toilet paper or some tissue paper, and that takes the oil away, but I don't feel like it lifts the powder off my skin, if that makes sense. Once I apply it and it sort of meshes with the rest of my makeup, I feel like the powder is there all day. So I don't lose that glow to my skin even when I blot with a tissue. So for that reason, I think that the ambient lighting powders are going to be a permanent part of my collection. I don't think I will buy both at the same time because I don't think I need both. I think once I am done with both of these, I will probably end up repurchasing just the diffused light. Now, there are lots of, well, not lots, there are several other shades of the ambient lighting powders, and it just sort of depends on what you're looking for your skin. If you're looking for a brightening powder, you might want to try the Mood Exposure, which has sort of like the pinkier lavender undertones. There's also a couple that have a more bronzy tone to them, which might be better for darker skin tones or more like olive complected skin tones. It just really sort of depends on what you're looking for. But as far as like the quality, definitely top notch. Now, I feel like both of these two together will probably last me until next fall. So I don't think I'll have to repurchase before the Sephora VIB sale comes around again. I purchased both of these either during the VIB or during the Friends and Family sale, so I was able to get them at 20% off. It would be hard for me to pay $45, so full price for these, but if I had to, I absolutely would. I think that they are that good. You can even take these powders like underneath like your eye area, just because they... Do I have lines all over my face? I think I do. There's like a reflection from a car. Like, this is going to be so annoying for you guys. I'm sure it is. But I do think they are absolutely worth it. However, I'm going to, whenever possible, try to purchase them with some kind of discount because they are extremely expensive, but totally worthwhile. So yes, worth the splurge. Let's talk about the blushes. So individually, the blushes sell for, I believe, $35. You get a good amount of product in there, but I wanted to be able to try a couple of different ones, so I opted for the blush palette. With this blush palette, you do get 3 of the ambient lighting blushes. You get Luminous Flush, Incandescent Electra, which is actually exclusive to this palette, and then Mood Exposure. I like the idea of being able to try a few different ones, so I paid more for like the palette because the palette was $58 than I would have just paid to, you know, try one blush, but I like the idea of getting several different blushes to be able to sort of test and see if they were really worth the splurge. Again, with this one, yes, I do think the ambient lighting blushes are worth the splurge. I feel like the best way to purchase these is in palette form because you get a little bit more variety. I feel like it's better value for the money to get the palette, if you like the 3 colors that come within, obviously. I would say that my favorite out of all of these blushes ended up being the Mood, which is just a really pretty plum. So once I run out of this, if they don't have this blush palette in stock anymore, I think I would definitely grab the Mood Exposure, just not Mood Exposure, the Mood Exposure blush on its own. But I do think that this entire palette is a really good deal. So the amount of product that you get within this is 0.116 ounces or 3.3 grams. So it's a good amount of product. Rarely, when do we go through like an entire blush? I mean, most of us have several blushes in our collection. Even if you're just like, even if you're not a makeup hoarder, it's really hard to go through a blush because you just need so little of it. And that's really the main thing with this blush, is that you really don't need a lot. You get a lot of color payoff, a lot of pigment, and you get just a beautiful glow to your cheeks. So these are not matte blushes by any stretch of the imagination, but I wouldn't call them a shimmer blush. Let me just kind of give you an example with the Luminous here. So this is probably what I would call like a satin finish. It is gorgeous on your cheeks. Again, I have that really oily skin, so I'm always hesitant with blushes that have too much shimmer or too much glitter in them, because I feel like once my oil sort of pokes through and mixes with that shimmer, it just kind of like goes into like disco ball overload, and I don't find that that is the case with these blushes. They do have the different ambient lighting powders swirled in with the blush, so you are going to get that beautiful glow and then that pop of color on top of it. I really think these are a totally beautiful, worthwhile product. Again, if I were to purchase more of these, I would probably wait until I could get them on some kind of discount, but I'm just kind of cheap that way. $58 for 3 blushes is probably the most that I've ever spent. And again, I got the 20% off, so I didn't pay $58, but that is still more than I've ever spent on just 3 blushes. But I do think it was worth the splurge, because these give me an effect that I really don't find that I get from a lot of other blushes. The glow that they impart just is absolutely stunning, and I can't get over about just how pretty they look on the cheeks. They apply incredibly smoothly. They are creamy. They are pigmented. You need very little. So I feel like they would go a long way. In terms of, you know, like this, you're not going to go through this within like a year or two. Unless you're using it exclusively every single day. But most of us don't do that. So yes, I think it's absolutely worth the splurge. What you're going to have to get over is the price point. I think that's really the only thing that I struggle with Hourglass, is that they are a higher end brand. They charge a premium price for their product, but they also have, you know, a really premium product. Like, their products are well made. They don't irritate my skin. They don't cause me to break out in any kind of way. And for that alone, I would say that makes them big fat winners. I've never had any type of reaction. I love the application. I love the wear. I love the colors. I love that they don't accentuate my larger pores. Like, there's just really nothing bad to say short of the price. It's kind of up there. However, Christmas is right around the corner. This would be the time to put something like this on your wish list for your honey. And, you know, great little stocking stuffer. So, yes, I do think they are worthwhile. I will be repurchasing Hourglass products in the future. And, yeah, I just, overall, 2 thumbs up. Nothing really bad to say about the products. I think they'd be great for all skin types: dry, sensitive, oily, combination, normal if you're lucky. I think that all skin types could wear these products very easily. So let me know if you guys have any questions down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.